The first section of this video, we're going to be doing a heart. I would suggest first figuring out where your highlights are. I would lay these in with pure white, keeping them curved so we're following the contour of this object, and putting them in like so. Then I would take my true hue, I don't care what hue you do it in, I just added some magenta, and I'm going to pull this around. Keeping with my contours. Now notice, I am not going ding, 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 ding. I am doing a full swoosh in order to make it look good. Every now and then, if you have too much paint on your paintbrush, just take it off. You're definitely going to need to have your own paper towel at all times. And you'll want to have as nice of edges as possible. As I come to the middle, I'm going to grab more of my true magenta, put this in the middle, and start to build it out. Down towards the bottom, I might add some shades in there. Add a little bit of black, making it a wet on wet technique. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of this black down at the base. At this point, I would clean out my paintbrush, dab it to get the excess water out, and do a little blend with some pure magenta.
Yeah.
In order to do this, you're not using the white and black. So don't use white and black. You're going to instead pick a hue. I'm going to choose blue and just use blue. We're changing up our intensity. This is all about control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie down pure hue, and I'm using blue. So my blue is going to go all on this side. Then I'm going to pull this and allow my intensity to change. Now, as it comes down, I'm going to start adding a little bit of water to my brush. I'm still working in the same direction. I'm going to add more water. And trying to make it so I don't have any lines as it goes. Adding more water and bringing it down. You have to work fast when doing this. Grab a tiny bit more dab of the blue to help with that transition right here. Got a tiny, tiny bit of blue on my brush, and to the white it goes. Tree and painting that. Now you choose what colors you want. I'm going to do a fall tree, and I'm going to put a lot of texture in this tree. So I am dabbing instead of doing painting down so that I can get this texture. I also have a little bit of red in my brush for variance. I'm going to throw in some more red and start to change it up. What I'm looking for in the tree is that for it to be darker towards the bottom and lighter on top, as if the light is coming down. Dab, dab, dab. This is another wet on wet technique, but we're creating some texture with this. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit of green, complementary color of red. Plus the fact that fall trees often do have still some green in there. Deepen it up, turns into a nice, deep brownish color. Since all of you are doing font, I wanted to give a section about font. Now, here's the thing. I did give you the C and the O, but I also want you to draw in the P and the Y. You're using the guidelines. I would do it with pencil first. Try to mimic the font as best as possible. What I really want is for you guys to start getting used to drawing type. As it comes up, coming around, this is the bottom guideline, and then I have an oval here that interrupts over here, and this is a really fat spot of the P. Now you're going to start to paint it. Pick a brush that is of the good size. So you're going to take this and dip it in fresh paint. Trust me, you want fresh paint when painting this because you want to be able to flow around. The brush size should be smaller and very manageable. When it comes to smaller spots, there's even a smaller brush if you need it. Try to stay within the lines. Now we have the waterfall. First start with white. Put white all the way across. All right, perfect. Then you're gonna take a little bit of blue. Here, here, here. That's all you need. Downward pull. Gravity works, so bring it on down. Don't overly blend. I like the change up of colors here, where it's not just a solid blue, but there's white. I'm even adding a little more white on top to carry it on down. And then here is your froth. I'm gonna take my white. I already have blue in my brush, so it will automatically put it down there and just make a big, nice texture like we did with our tree. And it's super frothy. Last but not least, we have our flesh tones. In order to make a flesh tone, you need to first start with an orange. When making the orange, try to make it more red orange than yellow orange, because then it won't look as zombie-like.
If you ever